Hey guys, I'm VISS. I'm a PUBG streamer for TSM. I grew up originally I grew up in Utah. I started playing video games from really young. As soon as I could really walk, 3 or 4, I remember sneaking down in my brother's room, getting on, it was originally a NES that we had. I remember playing Super Mario 3 all day long, all the time. My brother would lock me out of his room. I would sneak down there and hide in his room until he left so I could play. But started off by playing NES, Super Nintendo, a bunch of different consoles. Eventually, over time, got a PS2, Xbox, and I didn't actually start playing PC mainly PC until 2015. I think when I first realized that I was pretty competitive at games, I've always been a competitive person. I played sports when I was younger, and growing up, so that definitely made me competitive. But probably Call of Duty 4 was the first game where I started realizing that I was pretty competitive, and it continued on into to Halo 3 and Modern Warfare 2. Those are the first games I started realizing I was doing pretty well.
Any clans or do tryouts and stuff like that?
What happened was I would just end up playing really with a lot of friends, and all my my friends are just absolute beasts at games as well. We just would go in and stomp public lobbies on console, but we eventually started playing some stuff like MLG, game battles early on. There wasn't really anything outside of that though. There was definitely times where they didn't want me playing as many games, my parents would not, but I always did well in school and sports, so they didn't care as much. That it was my free time that I would spend a lot of time playing video games. But there was definitely a whole lot of times where they wanted me to go out, do other things, go outside, go out and do different stuff. But I just loved playing video games. I started streaming May 2015. I started streaming by playing Arma 3 Battle Royale. I had watched some other streamers, and they watched them playing Arma 3, and it was a game that I really wanted to try. And when I first joined into streaming, it was something that I wanted to do. But yeah, I started off by playing Arma 3 Battle Royale. Played that for quite a while. Also played some H1Z1, and then eventually PUBG came out, and I moved into PUBG. And with already all that Battle Royale experience, it kind of catapulted me to the top in Battlegrounds right off the bat. I didn't expect what happened to happen, but I mean, right off the bat, I played in a bunch of the alpha weekends, beta weekends, and I noticed more people coming in, and I would teach people about the game and talk about what I was doing and the different moves and my strategy and when I was playing. Eventually, more and more viewers started coming in. I eventually ended up getting high on the leaderboards, and I was competing against Summit. Obviously brought a lot of people to the channel. It was the battle back and forth between me and him in the early PUBG days was pretty big. But yeah, once I started getting different offers from other teams about esports, and at the time I was like, man, this is crazy. It's so early on in Battlegrounds, all these teams reaching out. And then when I got the offer from TSM, that was when it was huge. It was pretty crazy because TSM was always my favorite org. When I got the email, I kind of just stared at the email and was like, is this real life? When it comes to being a streamer, professional gamer for a living, everybody's just kind of blown away. What? You play video games for a living? I think at first people can't take it serious, but then when they start hearing how big the channel is, how many people are watching, different games, and when they start seeing the success or hear about the success that other streamers are having, when Ninja blew up and he made national news, it kind of brought streaming even more into the mainstream and more people understand what's going on. So I mean, my family's all happy for me and for the success, and yeah, they get kind of blown away. Going pro in PUBG, it was definitely a different experience, and we wanted to take it super serious. So, I mean, on top of streaming, we'd be practicing every day. It brought a whole lot of extra things in on top. There wasn't really any free time. It's obviously like we would get done streaming and then it's immediately into practice and, you know, grinding out games, doing scrims, doing everything that, you know, we can do, reviewing VODs, playing in different tournaments, and then eventually, you know, travel and whatnot started. And that got really crazy. The first time traveling to a different country to play in a pro event, absolutely nuts. We had some good success. You know, there was some events we ended up doing really well. Like our first event, when we went to IAM Oakland, coming out of the first day, we were number 1. And we didn't do quite as well the second day, and we ended up dropping down. But it was still, you know, for early on, not a bad performance. And I feel like we were always close, but couldn't push it over the top. I really think now with the new squad, they're going to end up doing pretty well though. But yeah, the decision to go away from professional play really came down to the fact that when I first started on Twitch, I wanted to be a streamer. And when this opportunity came along, I was like, hey man, I want to try this too and explore this and see if this is something that I want to do. And after putting in, like, you know, a lot of hard work, a lot of time into it, I started feeling like I would rather be a streamer, and more that I enjoyed streaming more. Streaming is my passion. Streaming is the thing that I actually love, and the professional play, even though it was awesome and I loved the opportunity and I loved competing, it was taking time away from streaming and adding that extra stress and causing, I felt like, for me to be not as good of a streamer as I could be. The decision wasn't easy at all. I didn't want to let the guys down, and there was a part of me that was like, do I really want to step away? But the thing that I knew was if I wasn't wanting to really do this and going in full bore, wanting to be a professional player, that someone else could be doing it better. Someone whose passion is that to be a pro player deserves that spot. Just want to say big thank you to all the TSM fans, the pack, everyone, all our supporters. Shout out to you guys, because without you guys, none of this would be possible. And also, if you want to check out my stream, you can check it out at twitch.tv/TSM _VISS. Also, my Twitter at TSM VISS, Instagram TSM _VISS, and Snapchat VISS on Snap.